I have a question for you. When you play Terraria, do you play on Expert or Master difficulty? Or do you go a step further and play something like For the Worthy? For the longest time, it's all been about doing crazy challenges like Calamity Death Mode, Infernum, Legendary Mode, and Eternity Mode. But what about normal mode? How quickly and how easily could you beat Calamity on normal difficulty? Well, let's find out. I want to preface this is not a speed run, but I will be trying to complete the game as fast as I'm able. If you're curious about where we are, just look at the top center of the screen to see what hour it is. The first hour of this challenge was spent doing your usual Terraria things. For example, becoming albino from spending hours and hours and days underground with no exposure to sunlight. I figured the only thing I'd really need to do some bosses is some movement gear, armor, a weapon, and some extra life. So, to the grind we go. I cannot express my happiness that playing in normal mode no longer makes my lungs freeze like a popsicle when you're underwater in the ice caves. Thank God no more popsicle lung. And God bless the normal mode bats. No longer are they the real scourge of the universe. Of course, death always comes in one way or another, in my case remembering that fall damage does in fact exist and my legs are now broken. But after grabbing some boots out of the desert, a candy cane hook, and a mini shark from the gunman, we spend the last part of Hour 1 killing Big Worm. Hour 2 started us off with killing some endangered sea creatures and, breathing in space. Just your average Terraria things. But I wanted to get things moving along, so I grabbed some Jester's arrows and killed Big Worm number 2 for the armor and the pickaxe. To my surprise, he actually dropped the worm scarf, the usual expert mode item. Gonna guess it was Calamity that lets him drop it in normal mode. By that logic, I figured, hey, if the Big Worm drops the worm scarf, then probably the Eye of Cthulhu... Sorry, Maurice. Maurice would probably drop the Shield of Cthulhu for that sweet, sexy dash. And whilst I was waiting for nighttime, I got a cheeky little kill on the Hive Mind, and I figured I'd set up some more pylons to boot. After making a beautiful Shade Thrower, which is still the most stupid weapon for this stage in the game, we fought the Goblin Cuck army whilst waiting for nighttime even more. When the night did do the falling thing, I decided to verse Old Mate Sans and Maurice at the same time to make things just a little bit more interesting. But this is normal mode, so it actually ended up being really easy. The hour rounded off with making some wings and taking care of the Acid Rain event. Only 2 hours into playing and pre-hard mode is pretty much almost over, but there's still some loose ends I want to tie up. Hour 3 kicked off with a dungeon raid into the crypto market. We must be very, very careful to avoid any Logan Pauls lurking about in this zoo. All we really needed was the gun, which we got from the first chest, a shield, and a bunch of bones for the Necro armor. It took a little while to find the shield, but as I was making the Necro armor, I was getting real sick of the messy, sloppy, toppy chests. So we take a few minutes to set up a proper base and a beautiful magic storage system, easily one of, if not the greatest mod I've ever installed in this game. After that, we find the goblin who owns my bank account and seek out Dredon's ice lab. But not for the reason you think. The only reason we're going here now is to grab the diving gear that lay within to make exploring the abyss just a little bit easier. And lo and behold, it was very, very easy. Piss easy. Piss bee? Piss bee? Queen bee? Queen bee? I don't know how to end this bit. Wanting easy access to hell, we make an instant elevator, but since I don't want to spend 20 years falling, I farm for a slime mount, which took annoyingly long. We set up the cave pylon, mine helpstone, grab a voodoo doll, and head home. At the end of Hour 3, we have a little sparring session with my boy Ryan. Hey yo, shout out Ryan. He's like one of the OG Terraria YouTubers. Go show him some love. I know you don't upload anymore, bro, but I still love you, and I still want you to get some, the well-earned respect and recognition that you deserve. Also, shout out Calamity devs for giving you a little in-game appearance like that. And the absolute last thing we did in Hour 3 was to kill some corrupted slimes for some yummy tainted gel, so we could just smear it all over our bodies and just feel good. It's like that one meme where the kid covers himself in peanut butter, kind of like that. Kicking off the next hour with a bang, we actually end up no-hitting the slime god and come to the realization that it's not that great of an achievement since we're on normal mode. I hate my life. We craft up the Statigal armor and the Lunarian bow, which I know isn't the greatest weapon in the world, but its upgrade's pretty solid. It's the only reason I made it. And at this point, we're basically set for hard mode. There were still a few small things I wanted to do, like make some elevators to protect various biomes, namely the jungle, and make Louis AFK's Ultimate Battler to make future farming just a little bit easier. I also went and found the Shimmer and grabbed the Vital Crystal and Ambrosia. No need for the mana upgrade, because we're going Ranger. And after exactly 3 hours and 30 minutes, yes, I timed it. Here's a screenshot of my timer for the last 30 minutes. And after all that time, we beat down the Wall of Fleshlight and complete pre-hard mode. So if it took us around 3.5 hours to finish pre-hard mode, I'd wager it'll take between 4 to 6 hours to complete hard mode in the next video. In all honesty, this video started as a random thought, since literally no one I know plays Terraria on anything less than expert mode. I mean, why would you? Especially when you're playing a mod like Calamity, or even just playing with something like Thorium, you just want to play on higher difficulties to get the most out of the mod. But if you enjoyed this first episode and really enjoy the concept, since I feel like no one has done this before, someone's probably done it before, it's impossible to be original. But if you did enjoy this first episode, definitely hit the sub button and share the video to anyone who you think might enjoy it. And if you really like this style of video and my general style of content as is, consider becoming a channel member. Not only does it directly support me, but you get some cool rewards like a badge next to your name and early access to videos. Really cool stuff. You support me and you get stuff in return. It's a win for everybody. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day, everyone.